Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Dash. Double honors once again go out to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Silaki, just one moment. Keep forgetting I have this fan on. Alright, should be better. Alright, first and foremost, once again, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Dash. Double honors once again go out to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to teach us this truth. All right. This is Nama with the DC camp, and this is, I'm going to try to keep this short. I promise. Well, I will try. Okay, I'm not going to promise because, it depends on where the Spirit leads. All right. This video, of course, is from U.S. News and World Report, and this is from yesterday, 13th. It says the racial makeup of America's prison. And, this shouldn't come as a surprise. Uh, well, it shouldn't. Um, but you never know. You got a lot of our people that they're so caught up in America they can't see what's really going on. They're gone. Uh, but let's go ahead. It says communities of color make up a disproportionate share of American imprisoned population, according to a new study highlighting racial and ethnic disparities among, guess who? Black, Latino, and white incarcerated Americans. All right, states with the largest declines in prisoner populations. This is a report out today from the Sentencing Project, and that's here locally. I'm in D.C. It says a research and advocacy center found that Black Americans are incarcerated at nearly 5 times the rate of white Americans. So, what's that saying? The more things change, the more they remain the same. Like, okay, tell me something I don't know. Whereas Latino Americans are in prison 1.3 times the rate of white Americans. Okay? According to the report, Black Americans are incarcerated at a state average of 1,240 per 1,000 residents, whereas Latino Americans are in prison at a rate of 349 per 100,000 residents. White non-Latino Americans, meanwhile, are incarcerated at 261 per 100,000 residents. So, wow. When you put the numbers like that, man, it says Wisconsin leads the nation. Wisconsin leads the nation. I did not know this. Wisconsin leads the nation with the highest rate of imprisonment of Black Americans, with 2,742 per 100,000 Black residents incarcerated in state prisons. Among the country's Latino population, Arizona has the highest incarceration rate. I believe that because of that piece of shit, Joe Arpaio, that was out there. It says with 742 per 100,000 Latino Americans in prison. All right. It says a national view of U.S. incarcerated populations by race and ethnicity shows high rates of disparity among the country's communities of color and white Americans, especially among Black Americans. And yet, once again, our people want to stay in this bitch. Go figure. While Black Americans are on average 4.8 times more likely to be incarcerated than white Americans, in some states such as New Jersey, Black Americans can be up to 12.5 times more likely to be incarcerated than white Americans. And I believe that. Fucking, let's see, Trenton, Newark. Oh my goodness. And I'm sure those that, since I'm not from there, that I don't know about. Okay, it says Hawaii demonstrates the lowest differential of Black to white American imprisonment, as shown by the map below. However, Black Americans in Hawaii are still over twice as likely to be incarcerated than white residents. All right, so from that famous line from, I believe it was South Central, when, what was his name, Charles S. Dutton, where he tell the youngin, he said, "A hunt is on, and you are the prey." Classic. And that's always been the case, and it always will be so long as we're here in this bitch. That's why we have to pray that this bitch is destroyed, you know. What was that line he used to have in the military when it absolutely, wait a minute, how'd it go? When it absolutely, positively has to be destroyed overnight. Yeah, okay. That's why we pray that, you know, Big Brother Yahweh Shai gets to go ahead. This bitch needs to go. It says, while Latino individuals on average 1.3 times more likely to be incarcerated than whites in the U.S., in some states, such as Massachusetts, Latino populations are up to 4.1 times more likely to be incarcerated than whites. What is this telling you, or should be telling you? You know, we have to keep beating this into our people's heads. You know, this is not for us. It never was. This was set up to be punishment. All right, and let me get the scriptures real quick. I didn't mean to go this long, but this is more and more highlighting, you know, being under the curses. But man, this is Isaiah 42, and I got to go straight to the point. I wanted to get, maybe I have to re-download this because the new one on the desktop, you know, they have the headings here. Let me see here. Hold on. Let's see. All right. And I have here, it says, comfort because of the servant of the Most High. Let's go into KJV here. Sometimes you have to go get the hard copy. All right, this is Isaiah 42. And we see the office of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, graced with meekness and constancy. Let's see, and where I want, he reproveth the people of incredulity. And what is incredulity? Let's go look that up real quick, because this is a problem amongst our people. That's why this devil can pull the things off. Well, let me just get it. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. Here we go. Incredulity. It says the state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. And that's why these devils are able to pull this off with this, now that we're, you know, well into it, this damn pandemic shit. And a lot of you don't want to admit that you've been conned. You're well aware by now that they pulled one over on you. But pride won't let you admit it. All right? Again, incredulity. And there's scriptures in here talking about this pertaining to one's faith. All right? It says the state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. For these gullible, scared-ass people out here. All right? And in this case, you don't want to face the facts that these people are and always will be our enemies. I'm talking about these so-called white people. The nation of Edom, according to the scriptures. That's who we've been dealing with. The ones that the Most High hates. So, if the Most High hates them, who are you to try to save them? You stupid-ass Christians. You ignorant Christians, because ignorance meaning you don't know shit, and you don't. There's Merriam-Webster has it on incredulity, the quality or state of being incredulous, disbelief. All right? Synonyms: disbelief, non-belief, unbelief. All right? Let's see. That's about as, let's see, dictionary.com. All right? Yeah. You're unwilling. You oh, I got this good job, or no matter what the excuse you give, all right, skepticism, doubt, you know, opposites for incredulity, faith. So you're faithless, all right? And if that's the case, what good are you to anybody? I mean, but oops, I wanted did that. I forgot and didn't get the scripture. This is Isaiah 42 and 22. But this, talking about our people, is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. What holes? And they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey which we are here, and none delivereth. For a spoil, and none saith, restore. They'll put forth a hand in token gestures, just doing something just enough to where they can look like they're doing something. But the end of this says, none saith, restore. You've taken everything from us, whatever wealth we had. You've taken our nationality, all right? We're talking about Amalek over there in our land, you know, and who should want to go over there now? It's so polluted and filthy. So it needs to be turned into glass, all right? If you catch my drift. Why would you want to go over there now with those rats over there and what they've done? See, this whole thing, what they've done, what they're doing, think about it. Stealing somebody's identity and doing things in their name. And you think those people can be saved? The blasphemies they've committed? And they've made, how am I going to say this? They make their bones on exploiting us. That's what they do. They've had this system for the longest. All right? And they've worked it to perfection. All our talents they exploit for us. Look at the music industry alone. All right? And at the same time, they found a way to use it against us. Now all our women's are whores and whatever else. You got a segment of it's Koreans own the fake hair industry, the weaves and wigs and all that shit, hair care products. It was so sad because they did I guess a docu-series about what happened out in L.A. You know, back in the day, Jake and Jake, the Northern and Southern Kingdom, they ran that. And then I forget what era or time frame it was, the Koreans took over. And that's basically in every big city now, you know. But, you know, the Jake woman being cursed, you know, that's Isaiah 3rd chapter, verse 16 on down, where she can't grow her hair. Guess who comes in and fills that void and, you know, getting all the money. So we are spoiled, as it says here, we're for a spoil, you know, for everybody else. And you wonder why our neighborhoods, why we can't keep, why this gentrification works so well. Because we can't establish, because the money doesn't stay in our hoods. Everybody comes, they make their money, and they go out in theirs. All right? But that's part of the curses. That's 16, if I'm not mistaken, Deuteronomy 26, about your store, and I'll get it. But also as a prey, you know. Again, everybody takes advantage of us. And there's no better example of that than the criminal justice system. All right? Why would anyone with any sense want to stay in this bitch? one of my last videos, we had these um, 4 women talking about how I know at least 2 of them had moved from the U.S. to Ghana, and this latest, I guess, wave started back when Obama was president. You know, uh, but again, the curses still are going to follow you. I understand to a point because I went overseas. I loved it. I didn't want to come. I didn't want to come back. But that was way years before I even knew anything about the church. It's a long story there, but like I know now, I'll put it that way. All right. Why would you want to stay here? That's that slave mentality. You should be praying for this bitch to be destroyed, like I said yesterday. But our people got that colonial mindset, all right, because of the job that this devil has done on our people. Let's go back to the article. I didn't want to take too long, like I said. Okay, in 20 states, including Oklahoma, North Carolina, and New Hampshire, the data in the report shows the likelihood of imprisonment is higher for whites compared to the Latino population. However, the report emphasizes the unreliability of ethnicity data, possibly contributing to an underestimation of Black and Latino American data. An example lies in Florida, which claims that 13% of its prison population is Latinx, though more than 1/4 of its residents are Latinx, a gender-neutral term for Latino, whatever. It says they are most assured more Latino people in prison than are officially reported, but the exact number is unknown. When it comes to incarceration, the U.S. is a world leader with 1.2 million people in state prisons across the country. According to a report, imprisonment is a life-altering event that can create negative impacts on the individual and societal. I thought it was like twice that. Hold on. Wait a minute. We got, because these they want to they like fudging the numbers. Let's see, U.S. prison population 2021. It might give me the year before. Okay, at the end of March, there were 1.8 million still incarcerated. So, wow. Okay, what accounts for the down only 2% since June 2020? The 600,000 that all of a sudden just from that what I reported in the last article, there was a 9% decrease in the population, but that was offset by a 13% increase in the jail population. Now I want the total. Let's see, jail prison in spring 2020. Let's see. Okay. 50 states, Federal Bureau of Prisons. I think they did let a lot out because of that COVID. All right, here it is. After an unprecedented 14% drop in incarceration in the first half of 2020, from 2.1 million people to 1. Okay, there are the missing numbers. To 1.8 million incarceration declined only slightly from fall 2020 to spring 2021. There was the missing link. Okay, got it. Got it. Just had to check that. Got to check up on these devils. All right. It says, although the U.S. remains a world leader in imprisonment, the Sentencing Project reports that 9 states have been successful in decreasing their incarceration population by more than 30% in recent years. Okay, now it makes sense. All right. These states include Alaska, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Alabama, Rhode Island, Vermont, Hawaii, and California. You got policy reforms and all that shit. Okay. Okay. It says the report cites a number of causes for racial disparity within U.S. prisons. According to the report, the nation's history of white supremacy over black people created a legacy of racial subordination that impacts their criminal justice system outcomes today. Okay, don't settle for this shit now. Don't think it's all over. These devils like to lull you to sleep, all right? And then bam, just like a snake, just like a serpent does. That's why we always tell you be circumspect. It says the sentencing project recommends policymakers mitigate racial injustice within the criminal justice system by decriminalizing low-level drug offenses left over from the war on drugs, which no wasn't a war on drugs, it was a war on us. All right, enacting proportional sentencing by revising systems that deny an individualized approach to sentencing, and measuring the future impact of crime-related policies on demographic groups through racial impact legislation. It's all bullshit. It's just for show. I always like to tell people to just go read on these motherfuckers here. This is these motherfuckers right here. Here it is. The hidden history of Alec and prison labor. Got it, all right. What does Alec stand for? The American Legislative Exchange Council, in collaboration with the Center for Media and Democracy. All right, and they have a meeting every, I believe it's August in Philadelphia. All right, and these are the ones that were responsible for the onset of this private prison industry bullshit. All right, prison rehabilitation industries and diversified enterprises. All right. Let's see. Yeah, they come up with all these bullshit ass laws, and the focus is on keeping the beds full. All right, that's all it is. You can read up on it yourself. I'll put it in the description box. But again, I did not want to take this much time. So, yeah, this, wait a minute, who's, damn, state with the most hate groups? Yeah, in these 12 states, prison population. Yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff there. All right, so once again, this has been a video on the racial makeup of America's prisons. So again, this should not be anything new. It's the same old game. All right, and as long as we're here, it's never going to change. All right, especially now with the them on the verge of crashing this economy, trying to institute this new money system, which is going to be digital. There's all kinds of things going on which have never been, it's never been this way, all right, before. And that's what we're trying to get more of our people to realize. This is it, all right? Stay focused. Keep prayed up, all right? Pray for your brethren out there on the highways and byways who are pushing this truth, all sincerity and truthfulness, all right? Once again, hastening that to be free from this shit, you know. That's Isaiah, is it 51 and 14? Hold on, that's the mindset you should be in. This is Isaiah, I think it's 51 and 14. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Isaiah chapter 51 for 14. The captive exile, which we are, hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit. What is the pit? Here, America. This whole system. All right, that's another name for pit anyway. It says, nor that his bread should fail. All right, you got all these people leaving their jobs because they didn't want to take the poke, and I don't blame them. All right, because this is, hey, in case you don't realize it, you are in the New World Order. All right, hey, so I've spoken long enough. I said I was going to try to keep it short. So, hey, hey. Once again, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Kakwadash. Once again, double honors go to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, so with that, hey, Shalom.